A good movie is always going to be a good movie. Doesn't matter how you watch it, DVD, VHS, download, it doesn't matter. It's still going to be a good movie. And that's what's weird about video games, because it does matter. A good game isn't always going to be a good game. How you play it does matter with video games. Few more so than Worms for the original Game Boy. So maybe it's just me, but as soon as I heard that, Worms for the Game Boy, it was pretty obvious to me that this wasn't going to be an ideal situation. I mean, Worms is a great game, and the Game Boy is a great, the GameCube's Game Boy player is a great device. Great game, great device. Doesn't result in a great combination. Results in this, which, I mean, I don't even know what this is. So the first thing I did was name every single team of Worms after a professional wrestling faction. And that was the most fun I had with Worms on the Game Boy. But I'm sorry, but playing this game on this platform is just, as I said, it's not an ideal situation. It's a bad match. Here you have this multiplayer-focused game with tiny characters and huge maps that you kind of need to see to be able to play properly on a system that required an AV club for multiplayer and on a screen you couldn't see. So this is going to go well. I mean, to be fair, it goes about as well as Worms can go on the original Game Boy. There are 3 different modes, and I saw about 3 differences between the 3 different modes, like in total. Pretty much the same thing. So there's not much in the way of game modes, but fortunately, Worms makes up for it with a lot more customization than you might expect. Like I said, every name of every team, all up to you. And you can also adjust which weapons are enabled. So if you just want to play with more powerful weapons, or you want to ban certain weapons, you can do that, which is a pretty awesome touch for such a streamlined version of Worms. Now, that said, I mean, this is a pretty streamlined version of Worms. So it's great that you can customize which weapons are available, but to be honest, there's not a ton of weapons available. And if you want to do multiplayer, I mean, I guess you could always hand the system back and forth. I mean, that could actually be fun, I guess. But then the problem's visibility. And actually, that's the biggest problem with this version of Worms. I mean, the thing is, those are some pretty tiny worms, you guys. And it takes a while just to figure out which one's which. Seriously, half the time, I couldn't tell the difference. I just blew up everyone. Probably deserved it anyway. In fact, the only way you can tell is once in a while it flashes like T2 above their head. And not the awesome movie, which is good no matter where you watch it. T2 in this case means like Team 2. And don't worry if you don't see it. I didn't either most of the time. Plus, it's only there for about a second before it goes away. Plus, it's also stupid. It's a really stupid way to label people. Not that we should be labeling people, but, I mean, I have a rocket launcher. In this case, we should be labeling people. So, in a practical sense, the presentation isn't that great. I mean, it's hard to see anything. You can't tell the difference between anything. But I guess, like, aesthetically, it's okay. I mean, look, to be honest, I have a hard time believing this is the best they could do on the Game Boy. I mean, the Game Boy had Mega Man games, Kirby games, Donkey Kong Land. I mean, those are some pretty games. So, I think you could do more impressive Worms on the Game Boy. These worms look like used Band-Aids. Plus, there's no music, which is probably a good thing, because if the game looks like this, I can only imagine what it'd sound like. Every time the song ended, you probably have to wind it up. Now, if there's a positive here, I mean, it keeps stats. And plus, it's Worms on the Game Boy, and that's just inherently interesting, if a bit mystifying. But I'll say this, it actually doesn't play as terribly as it looks. Somehow this is playable, at least technically. Good luck killing the right worms, though. It's like, feels like you're a tube of the wrong ointment playing this game. You do kill worms, but not these worms. Alright, that was f***ing disgusting. It's Worms for the original Game Boy. As a collector's item, might look good on your shelf, but certainly won't look good in your Game Boy. Huge thanks to our good friend Mark from Bremen, Germany for sending it to the show. Und straining my goddamn eyes.